What up, folks? This is Shockwave48 here. Welcome back to another video. You know what time it is? It's time for a new chapter of My Hero Academia. And the series is still going, and we're very close to the very end. I don't know how close now, but we're a little close, like this much close of this last chapter, of this final chapter of My Hero Academia. So let's get started. So, as I woke up today this morning, I just went on Twitter, on social media, I saw these little scripts of My Hero Academia, and then I saw All Might's face saying, I'm here. I'm like, whoa, a new chapter has arrived. So I'm like, okay, so what's going on? What's the issue? So the issue here is we don't know what's going on. So let's find out. But before I get started, make sure you guys hit that like button if you are enjoying today's video. And if you're new or if you are interested in the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. And also turn on notifications so that way you'll be notified to every video I upload. Alright, with that being said, let's get right into this chapter. Let's do this. See what's up.
This video is sponsored by SACRFICE. Alright, so we got the 386 spoilers, and this chapter is pretty monumental, but it also worries me. Mainly the ending, because it's either going to be incredible, like possibly 10 out of 10 great, or just straight up disappointingly bad. Let's hope for the former, but also let's just get straight into it. So the chapter begins with the police officer saying that several blocks have started moving again, and that All for One has just passed through the city of Ido. Suguchi asks if anyone can still fight, and another cop says they've asked for several for backup, but they're all busy. So I guess this is playing off of what happened at the end of the previous chapter when All for One straight up took Hawks' quirk, grew some wings, and then flew away with like a jet cannon burst. And we all know that he's on his way to UA to assimilate with Shigaraki to become the ultimate All for One being, but there's going to be some roadblocks in the way as we see here. That's when another cop falls out of his chair and shouts, "The heat from Dabi's flames in Gunga." Suguchi tells him to explain and asks if Endeavor has been defeated. The cop says that he hasn't, but the results of their analysis show that Dabi is about to explode. Since he got up to continue fighting, he has been concentrating the heat inside his own body. If he continues like this, it will only last for about 10 more minutes, and then all that energy will be released, destroying his body and causing a heat explosion with an area of 5 kilometers. So that's about 3 miles, which is
I didn't know he could actually explode his own body. That's crazy.
A really big bomb going off. Yeah, it's kind of like a nuke going off. So this is what Dabi has been up to since he, I don't know, had his second wind after being defeated by Shoto. He kind of came back, and now he's, doing this, I guess. And this could be Dabi's endgame. This is how he dies. He just blows up, but then I guess Shoto stops the nuke from spreading or whatever, and we'll get more into that. But there is also a possibility that Dabi doesn't die. The only thing I really am concerned about is if he has a moment with his family, which we did see in the previous chapter, moving between the tunnel elevator things underneath UA that connect to Shiketsu. So hopefully he has a moment with them, and then has a moment with Stain, and then he could die, because then he served his purpose, I guess. Not too big on Dabi, if you haven't noticed. I feel like he's kind of fallen apart as a character since he revealed that he was Toya, to be honest. I'm not saying he's bad and that I necessarily dislike him. I just don't really care for him all that much anymore.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Sponsor of this video, SACRFICE. SACRFICE is a monthly authentic Japanese snack subscription box. SACRFICE is also supporting local Japanese snack makers because each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese tea and a special
Looks
Japanese
delicious.
tableware. This month,
Never tried Japanese snacks before.
It also comes with
Looks
this
good.
awesome booklet that gives you information on all of the snacks in the box, as well as information about Japan and its culture. This month's box is Moonlit Sakura. Spring is almost over in Japan, but you can still get a taste of the Sakura season from the comfort of your home. This month, SACRFICE and Tokyo Treat are inviting you to join in on the Yozakura experience, which is the Japanese tradition of viewing cherry blossoms at night. The beautifully designed cherry blossom box contains exclusive and seasonal snacks that won't be available once spring is over. Indulge in the unique flavors of Hanawara Bimochi, Sakura,
they got cookies, they got cakes, they got
potato from Sakura. And of course,
Ooh,
first I have to make this special tea that we get with
they got a
Sakurako.
whole tons of
This
food. I'm
time
not
it's
quite a little
peach
jealous.
hibiscus
We
tea.
don't have
This
that in the
might
United
be my
States.
favorite tea that I've got from Sakurako so far. Super flavorful, very floral, but it also has that nice white peach taste to
I
it.
wonder what
And
it
I get
tastes
to
like.
use it with this awesome Sakurako tea glass. It paired so nicely with this rich ogura bread loaf. And then for something salty, I tried the ume salt and vinegar senbai. Guys, I'm not kidding. This is by far the best salty snack I've ever gotten from Sakurako. Maybe even Tokyo
It's very
Treat.
crunchy.
This thing is
What it actually tastes
incredible,
like?
and you
Cinnamon?
have to try it for yourself. So guys, celebrate the Sakura season and get additional bonus items in your box every month for life. Use code HANAMI at Sakurako checkout, and don't forget to check the promotions link, which is in the description. Thanks, guys. Suguchi despairs, and Labrava warns him that some of the underground shelters are now closed.
Do you have any more of those reviews for Rush Order Teas?
Oh yeah, tons
Commercials,
of
why
them.
do you always gonna interrupt my
In his
video?
5-star review,
Close to Gunga. The civilians are in Dabi's blast radius. Then we see that the block where the Todoroki family is keeps collapsing, and Gunhead tells them to open the emergency exit. Another cop warns that All for One is even faster, and is now close enough to use his goo teleport quirk. Tsukuchi asks once again for reinforcements, but someone confirms that no heroes will arrive in time. It is then that a voice calls his name over the communicator. Cut to Kamino, and Ida asks Shoto how tired he is from using phosphor, but he says that he's fine. He can't stop while there's a chance that All for One might get to where Deku is, but Ida says that his mind must be a mess right now because of the whole Dabi situation. Shoto replies saying that he has to fulfill his duty, and Ida is devastated by the fact that someone as kind as his friend, who guided him back to the right path, has to deal with all this stuff. The two of them are crying. That's when a voice says it finally connected over the communicator. It's All Might's voice. He is happy to hear that the two of them are okay, and says that he doesn't have much time, so he'll be brief. They have to get to Gunga as fast as possible. Dabi will explode soon, and the evacuation blocks have stopped moving. Endeavor is fighting him, but he'll not be able to stop the explosion with his quirk. All Might says that he is sure that Ida will be able to run there, and begins a short speech dedicated to Shoto. Body and mind are two different things, and Shoto knows this better than anyone else because of all the things he's gone through. Shoto says that he'd rather go stop All for One, but All Might tells him not to worry about it. What he has to do now is to stop Toya and to reassure everyone. The only quirks that can save Gunga are engine and half cold, half hot. Shoto isn't sure if that's possible because Ida's engines have overheated, but he says that the rain lowered its temperature. His legs are for guiding lost children, and this is what he will do with Shoto. Ida puts Shoto on his back and tells him to hold on tight. Stain watches and mutters to himself that they're giving their all for the sake of other people. What follows is a spread of the two of them flying through the air and crashing buildings with Ida's full power. So, first of all, Stain acknowledging Shoto and Ida. This is awesome because, of course, Stain has history with Ida where he didn't acknowledge him as a true hero before. Shoto was also there. Stain was a little more, warm, no pun intended, to Shoto, but now he fully sees that, yeah, I guess it only took a year for them to completely turn around and become full-fledged heroes in my eyes. And like I also said before, this is leading to, I guess, Shoto's ultimate moment in the series, which isn't necessarily defeating Dabi, which, we talked about he already did. It's saving everyone from the Dabi nuke, which I guess he's going to do by mastering the full power of both hot and cold. His great Ager thing or his flash fire.
That's what I like about Todoroki. He always knows when to push through his limits.
It'll be something like that. It'll be pretty grand, I suppose, and maybe he'll be assisted by the other heroes or something, but it'll mainly be him. A narration then begins, saying that Hawk's report said that young All for One is stronger and more cruel. We then see Hawks holding Tokoyami, Tsukuchi yelling, "Idiot!" and All Might getting out of his car, saying that this has always been his battle, as All for One flies closer. Alright, so if you're getting excited reading that,
okay,
you're kind of justified because we've been talking about this for a while. We've been talking about
this is
All Might
insane.
possibly coming back into this battle and taking on All for One. We saw a couple chapters back, I don't remember the exact one, but he had left the control room that Tsukuchi was in, and he had this briefcase in his hand. I was thinking oh, does this mean that he's going to rewind? Maybe they reverse engineered or
I always wondered what he was wearing, holding that briefcase for, but what is it?
that's why he's currently rewinding and why he's young, as we saw in the previous chapter, and maybe All Might was going to mirror that, and they were going to have their last epic battle in the series. Well, we are finding out what was in the briefcase. All Might says that this brings back memories of their past fights, and wonders if all of this newfound hatred is Shigaraki's influence. Suguchi tells him to flee because he's quirkless, and All Might smiles, remembering when Deku asked if he could be a hero, even without a quirk. The last double page shows All For One smiling as All Might's briefcase and car start to disassemble, forming some kind of robotic armor around his arm. He says that he cannot ignore the villain in front of him, and lets out his iconic line, "I am here." End of chapter. And that is actually the name of the chapter. So,
if he turned into like Iron Man,
at the very beginning, this is either going to be incredibly epic or just not good, possibly even bad. Now, I don't need things to play out exactly how I want them to, you know, with the whole All Might rewinding, getting, you know, his full power of One For All back, or whatever kind of power he can get from rewinding the quirk factor, which doesn't even seem to be likely at this point. I don't even know if we're even going to explore that any more than it was discussed in the previous chapter, but All Might getting like this robotic support item, I don't know if it's going around just his arm, maybe it's going around the rest of his body, because it says that his car is disassembling, so all of that's got to go somewhere, unless it's just being compacted to his like arm thing. But if
this
it's
is new,
like
coming from All Might.
support item that allows him to do like one big final Detroit Smash, or maybe even a United States of Smash, then I mean, it's fine. It's better than nothing, because there was a good chance that All Might would have never done anything like this. He would have just sat in the control room with Suguchi the rest of the arc and then maybe got killed. But, you know, I just hope that this doesn't hurt the series any more than it has been hurt at this point. I do have faith that Horikoshi will ultimately wrap up everything in a good, satisfying way, but I'm just worried right now because All Might is my favorite character, and I do expect him to die, and this is probably leading to that, but it's just delicate right now, and I'm hoping for the best, but I'm hesitant. But let me know what you...
Okay, alright, this is just shockingly my head right now. So it looks like he's actually wearing this Iron Man armor suit. I mean, I don't know how big this suit is going to be. Probably just like the shape of his size, what he's wearing matches his size, I think. And I think he's going to probably head on and buy Deku some time. I think All Might is probably making this huge sacrifice. And I don't know. He probably is, or maybe he's probably risking his life or something. That way everyone will know, and then Deku will see that he's died, and then he'll reach this limit to beat, you know, Shigaraki, and then go after All For One. If that's the case, then that probably might be the source of getting Deku, you know, angry, you know, reach out his limit, get angry, get furious, fight back. So this is confusing, but honestly I like it. But I just hope it doesn't worry me too much, because I want to see how this series is gonna end. So yeah. But everyone is on break right now this series, so that's sad to say, but My Hero Academia is on break, so we're gonna have to wait until then, see what happens next. Hopefully this next chapter will be the final one, because we want to see how All Might's gonna handle this, because as far as the suit, I don't know how this is gonna last long. I don't know if it's durability or durable, because any suit can break off no matter what you're wearing. It's like an Iron Man suit he's wearing, so. Alright folks, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. In the meantime, stay tuned for the next chapter, and I'll be back with you guys eventually. So, yeah. Peace out.